Hi, my name's Taylor Toby. I'm an OpenSciEd teacher and facilitator, and I'm here to discuss Lesson 8 from the 8.4 unit, Earth and Space. What I really like about this unit is it's a really fun and engaging way to re-anchor Lesson Set 3 and get kids shifting gears from thinking about the Earth, Sun, and the Moon to thinking about color and color change. So how did we get to this lesson? We had previously just figured out what causes a total solar eclipse and that it is the moon passing between the sun and the earth, blocking the sun's light and having the moon's shadow fall on earth. And so we were wondering what happens with a lunar eclipse. When we look at this lesson, we see that it is a problematizing lesson. It is 1 day in length. It takes 20 minutes or a little less of prep time. And there is a hands-on investigation in which students are analyzing images. Now, this could be printed, but I highly recommend doing it digitally. That way you save on ink and the image quality turns out the way you want it. And so then that means it would require devices, one-to-one or at least for each group of students. Looking at this lesson, during the 1 day this lesson is, students figure out that our eclipse model from the solar eclipse doesn't explain everything that's happening to the moon, and we wonder, can we investigate more about color? What students will figure out in this lesson is that the moon is full during a lunar eclipse. And during this time, the moon turns reddish and gets dimmer, but is still visible. It does not become completely dark like the sun did in the solar eclipse. And then we realize that there are other times where we've seen the moon or the sun change color like this. Looking at a key moment, when students are analyzing these eclipse images, there are different ways you can have them sort the images. If you would like them out of order and have students try and put them in the correct order, you could have it as a Google slide deck where students are dragging and dropping the slides to put them in order. You could have it where it is already in order and with timestamps, and then students are trying to notice patterns and when certain changes are occurring over time. Whatever you think would get your students engaged and wondering, why is this not like the solar eclipse? What is going on here? We want to know more. Because where are we going from here? We want to apply previous tools and ideas that we've had to try and explain this color change. And we want to think more deeply about other times we've seen the sun or the moon change color, such as sunrise or sunset or moonrise and moonset. Some material management tips and tricks. When they are analyzing images, not only for this lesson, but also for all of lesson set 3, be mindful of students who have color blindness or other visual impairments. You will need to make modifications or accommodations to help them successfully navigate this lesson set. It could be things as there are special glasses they might have, the ability to enlarge or sharpen or change the contrast of images on iPads or other devices that they have. So definitely check in with their case managers or their families and the students to see what you can do to make this more accessible to them. You could also add in captions below, kind of describing in words what's happening. Anything at all to be able to get these students to interact with this investigation. Some poster management, you will be creating a poster for color changes that we notice. You'll want to save that. We will be using it in the next lesson. Thank you so much for joining me in discussing Lesson 8. Keep in mind, this is a problematizing lesson. Students won't need to create any initial explanations for color change. That will come later, and I hope to see you in Lesson 9.